Hello everyone, welcome, konnichiwa. I'm going to be looking at some grammar today. So we're going to be looking at our te form just a little bit, but really we're going to be looking at these two grammar forms of te-oku and te-aru. So I would recommend you check out the YouTube description. I've got a link to a Google Doc in there, and everything I'll be writing on screen you can find in the Google Doc. Now I'd just like to mention JLPT registrations are now open for the test in December this year. They're open until September 6th. Okay, so you have to register quite a bit in advance. Now if you're having issues working out which level you'd like to go through, just go to the JLPT website. They've got some practice tests there, but I always encourage all my students to go for this exam. If you're in year 12, you should probably consider going for at least N5, and if you're quite a good student, so like 75% or so and above, with a bit of extra study, you could definitely go for N4. But otherwise, you're welcome to send me an email and I can give you a guess of what level you should go for. Okay. So Taekim has got a really great page on this other states of the TEF form. I would recommend you check that out. I borrow very heavily from that website when I'm doing this lesson today. Okay, so te-oku and te-aru, what do they do? Well, te-oku, it's when we're kind of doing something in advance, all right? So we're kind of preparing something for the future, doing something now so that it's ready for the future. When we have te followed by aru, we're kind of talking about actions that have already been set or already prepared ahead of time. So we've already done something and we're kind of telling people that we've done it. All right, but let's start with te-aru. Now, we're probably already used to having the te form followed by iru to do this kind of ongoing state of being, all right? You know, kekkon shite imasu, you know, tabete imasu. All right, so we're used to using this iru, right? Which, if we remember, probably for some of you, this will be quite a lesson of quite a long time ago. Aru is used for our inanimate objects, so things which can't move by themselves, and iru is used for our animate objects, so objects which can move by themselves. Okay, so all animals, obviously including humans, we're all animate objects, but that doesn't include things like trees, right? Trees can't really move by themselves, so they get talked about using aru. Okay, but anyway, we're kind of already used to this iru making our progressive form, but now we're going to swap it aru in there and see the difference that it makes. So the really common one that this is used for is to talk about, for example, like it says here, you can ask about like, or say, well, this is written in a book, all right? So maybe you might think, well, can't I just use the past form for this? I mean, yeah, you can, but this aru gives a little bit more nuance to the situation, the te form with the aru. It kind of says, well, stuff is written in the book and it's still in there. If you use a past form, it doesn't really tell you about what the current state of something is. Only the past form. So it allows you to kind of say, well, something was written in the book and those words are still there. All right. Maybe not so much of a problem with a book because it's kind of hard to delete stuff from a book. But if you're talking about maybe like a whiteboard or something where it's a bit more temporary, you can say, well, the letters are still there. Okay. Now, one other thing, it carries a nuance that the action was done as preparation. So also actually very similar to our te-oku, but we'll see it's not really as explicit as the te-oku. Okay, so it's got it in there, but it's not really so strong. But anyway, we'll see the difference when we look at some examples. Okay, so we could have this kind of sentence, all right? And this is a really common one to use this grammar for. So it says, そのサイトには, so on that website, 何が書いてあるんですか? Okay, so you see in English, it says, well, what is it that's written on that website? Okay, so what's there? All right. So that's kind of our usage of aru. Now, one other thing we can do is if we use the past form of aru, okay, so atta or arimashita, now we kind of get this nuance that's kind of saying, well, things were done in preparation for something or in advance for something, but now the current state of things tells us that there's been some change, right? There's been some contradiction, something's happened. Okay, so for example, this person's pudding went missing. All right, their little dessert went missing. Okay, so we have kesa プリンが冷蔵庫に置いてあったけど. Okay, so kind of saying, well, you know, this person, in the morning, they saw a pudding in the fridge. It was kind of in there and waiting, and they've gone back, you know, a bit later, open the fridge, it's not there anymore. Okay, so oita atta kedo. It's kind of saying, well, it was there, but now it's not, and this is no good. No pudding for you. Okay, so that's our te-aru. Pretty straightforward one there. Now, te-oku, we kind of use to talk about something that's done in preparation for something. So, but here, we've got a bit more leeway. So when we use te-aru, it's kind of talking about stuff that's happened in the past. All right, it's already happened in the past. Oku, we can talk about the future as well. So it's a bit more useful for this preparation part. Now, this oku word comes from this verb here, okay? This oku, all right? And now we can see here, this means to place something, all right? And we see there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like there's heaps of definitions for this word. And we see number 10, it says after the te form of verb, to leave something in a certain state, to keep something in a certain state. All right, so this is where this word comes from. Okay, so we've got a kind of phrase. It's very generally used to kind of remind people or to do things for the future. But we got kagi o koko ni oite oku kara wasurei de ne. All right, now this is a bit of a tricky one, but we've actually got oku twice. All right, but notice one time it's written using kanji, and then the second time it's written hiragana. Now this is a really important thing to notice actually. When we have words like oku, like this, used in a grammatical sense, then they're much more likely to be written in hiragana. I would say almost all the time. If you're writing correctly, it'll always be written in hiragana. And this is to kind of signal to people to go, okay, this oku is not the verb oku, to place. It's more the grammatical sense of the word. But for the first one, oite, you know, this is actually placing something, right? I'm putting the key here, for example, in this sentence. So we kind of expect it to be written in kanji. All right, so koku ni oite oku. All right, so I'm putting the key here, but I'm putting the key here in preparation for the future, right? And what preparation is it? Well, so that you have the key when you need it, right? So that when you need the key in the future, it'll be right here, right? They've kind of taken it off their key ring and they're placing it there for you, ready to go. So wasurenai de ne. So don't forget, please. All right. So we're going to see this in some dialogue. We're going to see this aru, te-aru, and te-oku form to get an idea of what kind of sentences we can also expect this to come in. All right, but first we'll just go through some words here to help us understand the sentences. So this dialogue is about a bunkasai. All right, this is a very common event in Japan, generally run through school, but both high school and university. I'm not sure if it happens at lower levels of school. I know at least it happens in high school and I think middle, junior high, but I'm not sure about primary school, but probably happens all through these years. And bunka is culture, and sai is a festival. So it's like the cultural festival, but really it's just this kind of day where you kind of have the day off school. You still got to go to school, but you have the day off school from class. And normally you set up a little stall somewhere, like in the classroom normally, as in your kind of home group. You run some kind of stall, whatever it may be. For example, we ran a movie theater and we showed some Studio Ghibli film, if I can't really remember now. We showed some film and then we charged people entry, right? And then you get all this money together and then use it for whatever, school facilities, I think, just kind of goes back into the school. So it's just a fundraising activity, okay? But it's very commonly, we're going to have food involved. Being Japan, food's going to be involved at some point. All right, so we have our yatai, okay? Our yatai, these are our carts, generally the food carts, right? Just a temporary cart you can make some food at. So this is kind of the focus of this person's bunkasai. They're making okonomiyaki, okay? The Japanese savory pancakes. Okay, we've got annai ban, okay? So this is like information board. Just kind of like a menu really saying, hey, we sell okonomiyaki, this is how much it's going to cost. We have dasu, this is to put something out. Haru, maybe a bit of a tricky one. This is to stick something. So we often use it with posters as we are in this situation, right? Poster o haru. And we have tetsudao, so to help out. Zenin, all members, all people. You know, we're talking about a club, right, that's running this bunkasai. And so we've got club members, right, who are going to help out. We have mihon, maybe a bit of a weird one if you look at the kanji, but mihon is like a sample, okay? So obviously with a food stall, you want to have some food kind of sitting there because it's going to be a bit more appealing to people. So this is mihon. Next we have nedan, which is our price. Kazaru, which is to decorate something basically. So we're talking about putting decorations on top of the okonomiyaki, like katsuo, bushi, and these kind of things, you know, sprinkle them on top. Okay, we have senpai, right? This is our leader. Remember, we have like a senpai and a kohai. So senpai is kind of like the senior, normally like a third year student or whatever the case may be, and a kohai, right? These are the juniors. We have komakaku. This comes from komakai, which is kind of finely or minutely, and they're talking about cutting up cabbage, right? Really finely, like shredded cabbage. And we have kiru, all right, this is our next one. Fukuro, right, this is our bag. Ireru, to put something in. Nomimono, our drinks. Junbi, preparation. And hieru, this is to kind of grow cold, and we're kind of talking about chilling things, right? So we're putting them in Australia, we would call this an eski. Maybe some of my international viewers might not know this word, but in Japanese you call it aisuboksu. It's just a cooler or something. All right, so let's see some sentences using these te-aru and te-oku to get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so here's our kanji for bunkasai up the top here. Bunkasai. Okay, so we have A-san and B-san. All right, so A-san says, Tokoro de, mo yattai no annai ban wa dashite aru? And then B-san says, campus no naka ni mo, soto ni mo dette iru wa. Poster mo takusan hatte aru wa. Alright, so we see we've got quite a few usages of aru, right? So A-san says, Tokoro de. So by the way, mo yattai no annai ban. Alright, so the information board for the yattai wa dashite aru. Okay, so he could just say, you know, dashita, all right? And then it's kind of like asking a direct question to B, right? Have you put it out? Okay, but when we say dashite aru, A doesn't really care who puts the board out. He just wants to know if it's out or not. So when it's dashite aru, it's kind of saying, has it been put out already? Has it been done? I don't care, you know, I don't care who's done it, has it been done, right? And she, you know, we have B-san saying, so yes. So campus no naka ni mo, so we have boards, you know, kind of posters and stuff around the campus. Soto ni mo dette iru wa, right? So we have some outside the campus. And notice here we have dette iru. Dette iru, right? So we don't use it here. Dette iru. They're already kind of existing. But then they say poster mo takusan hatte aru. Hatte aru, right? So they've been the poster mo haru, right? You kind of stick the posters up. And they're already there. They've already been done in advance, right? Which is important. It's kind of too late to put them up after the bunkasai, for example. Okay, we've got another snippet of a dialogue here. So again, A-san and B-san. All right, so A-san says, 明日は1年生と2年生が屋台の方を手伝ってくれるんだね. All right, so, you know, as for tomorrow, 1年生と2年生, we've got our first years. が Yatai no ho. So basically it's kind of hard to translate this, but kind of like, you know, the yatai, right? The stall. Or tetsuratte kureru, right? Will they help us out? Okay. And B-san says, so yes. Minna kuru to omou kedo, right? So I think everyone's coming, right? Everyone knows it's a bunkasai, everyone will be coming. And this is specifically the members of the club, right? I think this is a tennis club or something. To omou kedo, we have 今晩もう一度全員に電話しておくわ. Alright, so, alright, 今晩もう一度, so this evening one more time, 全員に電話しておく. Okay, so again, talking about the future, right? Want to make a phone call to everyone, and really the preparation part here is kind of saying, well, I want to call them now, call them tonight, get them all to agree to it all, and then I don't have to worry about it, right? しておく. So I'll do it in preparation for the future because I want the other members to be coming, right? And it's kind of too late to kind of start calling people tomorrow or whatever, when the bunkasai has already started. Okay, another little snippet of dialogue. Okay, we have A-san and B-san again. I think A-san pretty much every time in this is the senpai, by the way. He's the leader, so he's kind of giving directions. But A-san says, お客さんが来る前に, right? So, you know, before the customers come, お好み焼きのミホの作っておいた方がいいんじゃないでしょうか? Okay, so we can have this word mihon again, right? Our sample. So okonomiyaki no mihon. So a sample of okonomiyaki. O tsukutte oita ho. Now, there's kind of a bit more grammar in here, but you know, oita, remember it comes from oku. So whenever we have a verb ending in ku like this, when we want to put it into our past form, that ku becomes an ita. So oita. So tsukutta oita ho ga ii. Right? So we should make some in advance, right? Tsukutte oite. So again, if you're, the whole point with the okonomiyaki is that, yeah, I mean, maybe you've got a lot of confidence that people are going to buy the okonomiyaki, but they have to kind of see it, right? They got to smell it. They got to kind of know what's up before they buy it most of the time. So we want to tsukutte oku, right? We want to make it before anyone orders one. So we have one just sitting there. People go, ooh, that looks good. I'm going to buy that one. All right, so tsukutte oku. Okay. And actually I didn't read the second part of this, but B agrees, right? So it says, そうね、値段もつけて. So let's put the prices on. 飾っておきましょう. Now, 飾る, I said before, is, you know, decorating. 飾っておきましょう. Okay? Now, if you've ever seen pictures of okonomiyaki, they look kind of a certain way. And people are going to, you know, Japanese people will recognize them very quickly just by the way they are, the way you put the mayonnaise on them, all these kind of things. So kazatte okimashou means, you know, we're going to put all the katsuobushi and all these kind of things and the you know, the kyupi, all the okonomiyaki sauce, all that kind of stuff on there. So it just looks ready to go, right? Kazatte okimashou. Going to kind of put that stuff on there in preparation for the future. And then, yeah, 2 bits. All right, so just got one kind of standalone bit where A-san says, 先輩、キャベツはもう細かく切って、あの袋の中に入れてあります。Alright, so senpai, hey, you know, senior, キャベツはもう, so already the cabbage, cabbage, もう細かく切って, right, they've been cut finely, あの袋の中に入れてあります, right, so 入れる, to put something in, 入れてあります, right, 入れてある, it's already been put in there, right, they've already been cut, it's already in the bag, ready to go, right? If you guys know anything about okonomiyaki, you know you need a lot of cabbage. That's quite a lot. It's kind of like the main ingredient. Okay, but it's kind of saying, I've already cut it and it's in the bag, ready to go. Okay, the last one we're going to look at here. So, 飲み物は準備できてるのかな? Right, so as for the drinks, 準備できている. Okay, so notice here we've got our いる. できている. Are the drinks all ready to go? Okay, no kana, kind of wondering out loud, right? And then, you know, B-san pops up, so, hi! Yep, so yes, they're ready to go. Asoko no ice box, right? So we've got an ice box in the corner or something. Cola to, juice to, ice coffee ga irete arimasu. Okay, so kind of saying, hey, they've already been put in the ice box, right? They're already there. Okay, now for drinks, this is particularly important, right? Well, it's going to take some time for them to cool down, all right? So we want them already in there with the ice. So you can see we get a bit of a confirmation here. Mo hieteiru to omoimasu, right? So they're already chilled. They're already in a state of being chilled. Now you can't really use aru here because you can't really do the chilling. So you can't really prepare that for the future. That's kind of the ice is doing that. You can't really change that. So you have to say mo hieteiru. Okay, that about wraps it up. Thanks so much for watching. That's a bit of a year 12 grammar point with our te-oku, te-aru. Really important. I see this come up quite a lot in year 12 exams. So I'd really recommend you get ahead of this one. I do private lessons if you'd like to send me an email. Otherwise, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys next time.